added to that, sure, take stuff.
And the net is, because, for instance, we'll get paid for straightening the frame on the truck from the insurance company, but then we owe the bill for straightening it, so
So
it's
it'll
still,
wash out
that
five-
washes,
five
it's still a
net.
net of $5,000.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we have the ability to sell that truck outright and make any more money than the 10,000 they're giving us?
Maybe. That's a maybe, I don't know.
You're kinda in the trucking business, you have maybe a better idea what
Well, I
trucks are
guess
worth.
that's why, I mean, you look at the truck trader, and there's all kinds of trucks out there, but unfortunately, we're too close to the harvest that an elevator would pick that up and put a box, you know, for fertilizer, or
A water
even a
truck.
farmer would put a
Water
box
truck,
on it.
or something, use it for a water.
And they
truck.
like it because it's a heavy front end.
That's the whole thing. I mean, I think $10,000 is
Cheap.
cheap, real cheap, for a truck with, I wish my truck had 341,000.
That's actually low miles on a truck.
Mine's got a million.
Yeah, they run, they usually don't overhaul them until about 700,000 typically.
Lasts for a long time, you take care of them.
Is the frame not rusted too bad on it? 'Cause that's what I hear typically from people who buy county trucks, oh, the frames are so rusted
Because of the salt.
because of the
Yeah.
salt, you know.
Well, obviously the box was.
Well, yeah,
I can't make comment on that. I know that, we have it, and we'll get the frame straightened.
'cause it hasn't been straightened
It
yet.
hasn't been straightened, and it's at the, I wanna say Waterloo shop to do that, a firm that just does that. I'm sure we could try to do this locally, but generally I recommend that we stay out of the business of anything that we trade in. We let the dealers handle it, and then we don't get, the comments back, when we sell something, they drive it down the road 3 miles, it blows, or something goes wrong, and then it's our problem.
Well, I do know that last time we traded backhoes, I called them up, 'cause I was kinda interested in the backhoe, and it was already sold before they got it in. So,
Well, that's the business they're in.
Yeah, I know.
They know what's coming in,
Well, they have their
And
market.
I do know that one of the trucks that he drove back when we bought the 2 years ago, one of the trucks they sold, and it made it, 2 days after the sale, and it was a blown motor.
Ooh.
And that was a $23,000 deal, and...
Yeah, it's a gamble.
And there was no connection to us then at that point.
that's true.
One thing you're seeing a little bit too is, I mean, like, your local elevators are starting to wanna buy new, they've been down that road so much, they don't, I mean, I think there's people that can be looking for them, but I don't think the elevators are going that route, and they're getting into bigger, heavier equipment too.
Well, and the reliability is the factor, and that's
They've
what
got
I
so many
push
guys
for.
working on that
And
newer equipment.
when you need to spread fertilizer, you wanna do it today, not a week from today.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it might be originally when we started, long before you, the discussion on the value of this truck was somewhere around 15,000 with or without the box. It didn't matter, it had a box on it, 'cause the box would be taken off to do just what you're saying.
right?
And so it might have a few more thousand in it. It's, generally, I trade everything we can, so we're not in the sales business, but, it doesn't have to be that way.
Is Don's Truck Service the only vendor we can get these from? Is that-
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's got pretty...
For the trucks, this would be the last round, then we have all Henderson equipment on everything. It's all fairly well interchangeable, except for the first 2.
That part's nice.
Well, we got reversibles, no, we got reversibles on all of them now. But, it's all the same equipment, one can hook...
So this
into
truck's
another.
right there, ready to go, apparently.
Excuse me?
This truck's ready, it's on lot, it's available.
No,
Oh, it isn't,
this
oh.
will be a February or...
It will still be February,
Yeah, it'll
okay.
still be February, midwinter.
Oh, okay.
I believe that's the latest I heard was...
So the one truck that
The
we trade, so the truck
snow
we're trading,
equipment is the holdback right now, it's not the truck.
Oh, the plows and wings,
so would we hold our truck till that one comes in?
It doesn't matter, we can't use
Can't
it.
use it anyway.
and it's sitting in Waterloo right now.
Well, it's getting the frame straightened, but we don't have a box.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, if we could've found a used box, throwing something on it, we would've kept it running
yeah.
until we, but
But then you're looking,
we're
and
looking
that
at trading.
newest one is an '03, so it's been out there 6 years longer.
Right, and even what we look at, our new
Everything.
trucks have 250,000 miles on them and been
Yeah.
around for a while.
Mhm.
We'll have a nice fleet with
And
this
not
one.
the 1,000,000 miles, the 250,000 miles, but,
Oh, How does this work out for your budget?
We'd probably amend. We have new equipment on the budget, which was intended to be a motor patrol. On this case, I would be recommending amend and proceed with a motor patrol. And a matter of fact, depending on the time of the year, the motor patrol might go into obligate next year's motor patrol too.
Wait till July, you mean?
Well, we wouldn't get them until the next budget year.
Oh, we wouldn't
ordered
get
them
them
in
anyway.
February anyway.
You wouldn't get them till
Just be to,
February,
order
yeah.
probably two. And
Oh.
get rid of both tandems.
Then we'd get two all-wheel drive then. Where's the other tandem left at? One's in...
One's in, originally they were
Hardy.
purchased for Gilmore City and Hardy.
Oh.
Those
okay.
two 770
They're the
CH.
last of those two.
They'd be 60 and 61 on the motor graders.
Okay,
They're 2004s.
okay.
61 and what?
60 and 61. One of those two is gonna be out with this year's budget for new equipment. Will be out into the year-round, and winter use only. We'll end up knocking, trading, probably the 93 17, number 17, and go, and then I'm not sure which the other one would go.
Okay, we have a discussion before us on whether or not to accept a quote from Don's Truck Service for $138,555. That includes the trade-in of the old vehicle. What's the desire of the group?
I'll make a motion to proceed with the purchase.
We have a motion by Jerry to proceed with the purchase as quoted. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Rick.
I got it.
Is that trading in or not?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm sorry, yeah,
I mean-
with the trade.
We may be able to get some more out of it.
No, that's fine.
Well, I got one question. You know, they got cost of truck and equipment. Like when you trade pickups, there's always a price difference between trading and, actually, how much do they think they're giving you for that truck? Versus, they give you a cash price on, did you pursue cash prices on trucks? Or you just go down the trade value?
Well, the actual value of this truck chassis is probably 15,000 plus or minus.
Put that fucking
I mean,
pile over there.
that's, in looking, researching when the thing was, between the insurance company and at the time it was damaged, the value of the truck with this age and this mileage is 15,000 plus or minus.
But, no, what I'm asking is, basically, when I look at pickups, to buy a pickup, I'll see what a cash deal is, and then I'll go to another dealer and see what a trade deal is, and I find out exactly what I'm
What
getting.
you're getting for your own.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
that's
is
the
this,
same.
I mean, can we go buy a cash truck for $145,000? Or is that a cash price at $148,555?
I would believe that in this case it's a cash price, because we're not far off on the used value. We might be 5,000. So if let's use an example in motor patrols. If you trade a motor patrol, we know that they're worth 30,000. If they show the worth is 70,000 when they're trading, that just means they inflated. That is not their cash price for the new piece of equipment. The net value is what really counts. And in this case, our truck that we're trading is worth 10 to 15,000, and I would believe that the 148 would be cash price.
Now, that's the question, is that cash price, is that like a sticker price? I didn't know.
That'd be cash price, because that'd be government discount and
That's a
everything.
government.
That's the other thing, we're getting the discounts that we don't get.
I mean, that's discount on the truck. That's a good question. Do the trucks, heavy trucks have sticker price on them?
I would assume they do. I mean, when you look at,
You look at somebody,
yeah, you look at pull them up online, they all got a window
I should have
sticker.
brought the old file on the old printouts of the old trucks to answer that question, but I know we have, this is the Chuck Forty's file.
you know...
This is the cash price.
Yeah.
If we did not buy, traded in, the price is $148,555.
Yeah, it's too bad we don't have a competing bid, you know.
The problem is then we get competing equipment.
Yeah, and then things don't transfer over.
No, and then
In the shop.
we ended up 15 years ago, we had 6 different plows,
Yeah,
4 different.
and then this truck is here and the plow's over
And
there.
then as soon as you lose one truck or bent, there's
Can't use
nothing
the equipment.
interchangeable, and
Yeah,
what
I know,
the
that's a
worth
real
of
pain
this
in the
is
butt.
interchangeable, good, bad, or ugly. I know we have times we'd like down pressure on the plows, these won't do that. At times you'd like a rigid plow like the old Oshkosh, you could tear asphalt up if you wanted to with that, but that's also, you don't wanna tear the asphalt up, so, no, these will spring, if we need down pressure, we have the motor patrols we'll throw on the road. These will spring if you hit them too hard, thus it's better for the equipment and the operator.
On the roads.
This would be wing, sander, the liner is included this time. Last time we added the liner as we bought the trucks, we got it this time in with the truck. This should be able to drive it and go with, somehow we add lights to everything that we ever buy, but.
Add
other than
extra
that,
lights after you get them, yeah.
Everything that it doesn't matter if we'd have quartz, the best, whatever, we'd probably add lights.
Other discussion, we have a motion by Jerry, second by Rick. Other discussion on the motion. All those in favor of purchasing from Don's Truck Service, a new truck for $138,550, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Thank you, Paul. Anything else?
And I'll ask a straightforward question to Gene. I won't tell him what the result was, I'll call him and ask him. I mean, he wants to continue doing business, and he's been good for us, where we can't get something corrected. Where we bought it locally, we've taken it there, it's a long drive over there, but they have the guys know what the heck they're doing, so.
Well, my question is, when I see those trucks hauling rock, and, you know, we're spending $150,000 on a rock, and I know it's all the equipment that goes in it. We could buy a trailer and a belly dump and spread the rock where we want it spread, and we'd have more rock capability of putting it in there. And I know that's a different setup, but I think you'd be hauling it more efficient, and you'd be hauling more rock at the time that dump truck can haul.
Dollars
because
per
it's so
ton.
heavy. Yeah.
Dollars per ton would be better.
And I think that would be my rate, a way to push some of that cost off, because I just think $150,000 is a lot of money for what we're getting, and then we're hauling rock for it in the summertime, and
Putting
all
hours,
they're hauling.
putting hours on a truck and
Yeah.
miles.
Can they haul 15 ton?
No.
They're too heavy.
No, they're too heavy. We've looked at some of this and had this conversation before, and we can look at, the possibilities of that,
I even thought we should contract our rock hauling.
And there's times we should consider that.
Yeah.
If we have a heavy winter, that's absolutely should be considered, because
I
then
think that would be awesome to do.
Being as we're taking it, stockpiling it anyway.
I think you're right. But I just see that truck run down the road, and it looks like it's got a teaspoon of rock in it, and it's like, well, they're so heavy they can't haul it.
Right.
And they can't leave the quarry heavy, so...
No.
The positive thing on these is it is the one piece of equipment that gets multiple uses.
Year-round.
With the year-round usage as opposed to having a trailer. I know the next thing, as soon as you would go to pulling a side dump or a drop bottom, then they'd want a lowboy.
Sure.
And then,
I would be more
It would be
open
main-
for contracting our rock hauled.
yeah, and there's times we need to look at that.
If you're stockpiling it,
Being
it's
they're stockpiling it,
yeah, they're not putting it on the
How does that
road.
impact our labor force? Do we have labor force that would be sitting on their hands then?
No, he's saying like if we had a real severe winter or
Oh,
something,
yeah,
that's,
but we did it regularly.
No, and what we've got away
You'd
with
have to look at it
lately
year to
is
year.
we've been fortunate in the middle of the winter is to move the rock from A to B out into the,
Yeah.
out closer to where it needs to go, so that when the spring, we can get it, out on the road much quicker, and that, in that case, it's beneficial for us to do it with a truck spread. If we can't get to it and we have a winter where we have a lot of comp time, a lot of overtime, and manpower needs, or where winter stretches on into April or whatever, that's where right from the quarry to the road and a contract hauler would possibly make sense at that point. Where we're a short haul in a tandem truck, that's a pretty good combination. We're very
But
fortunate
what I'm
in this
thinking-
county with 3 quarries that we can tandem haul. All of them are short hauls. You notice as he goes to the quarries, or if you go to the quarries, we got a lot of BVs, Idas,
Other counties.
Look how far they're calling.
Stack and whatever, and more they're either pulling a pup with a tandem, or they're using a semi. Or Calhoun County had 2, they went to 3, I think they went back to 2, because the negative is you have the tractor to maintain, and that's the only thing you use it for, so.
One item.
No, there's pros and cons. I just had it myself. Contrary to popular demand, I do pay somebody to haul rock to my place, and they brought me a side dump at another $100 more, or $150. $400 for a side dump versus $240 for a tandem.
You got twice as much rock.
Not quite twice, but, yeah.
1.5.
Okay, one way to skin a cat. I don't think that's true.
No, this is a good, decision. We got the oldest truck. Every year we debate on that equipment list what needs to be updated, and I know we had active discussion on replacing trucks even this winter, before we had this Gold Belly. Otherwise, we have another railroad closed, Vernon School is closed this morning.
Figured it would be.
The Hardy Blacktop going north, the railroad is gonna relook at, their patch job.
I hear it's terribly rough.
I hear going north is poor at best, and going south is a little better than poor. South is...
Yeah, he told me it's extremely bad.
Oh, no.
I haven't been across it.
Instead of the 25 to 50 foot fill that we normally got from right of way to right of way, they're about 12 feet away from the track.
Really? That's not very
And I
much.
talked to the boss, and he said, really, they're not, so he's looking at...
Yeah, they're in the area, now it's time to look at it.
More on the Bradgate Road. That rough spot.
He's supposed to be running the profilograph on it this week, I hope. He said last week, next week, so we'll...
When they run over it with something and then it,
measures the bumps.
Yeah,
And
measures.
then they can see if they can mill the highs out, if you can do anything by milling to smooth it out. And, that's what we're looking at trying to do. The westbound is worse than, or the westbound is better than the eastbound.
one way is better than the other, I know that, because I've driven it both ways.
All right.
Paul,
Thanks, Paul.
we'll see a new truck in February, maybe.
You get the stuff?
Okay, we have, go to drainage now.
Motion to go into drainage.
Motion by Jerry,
I'll second.
second by Rick, go in drainage. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay, we are in drainage. Thanks, sir.
Shit, too.
Yeah, we had a couple of minutes here.
Yeah, you look at trucks with 300,000 miles, or, it seems like a lot of miles, but it's not for a truck.
Not for
No.
diesel.
Not for a diesel, anyway.
No,
That's right, yeah. Barely broke in eight.
yeah, mine has just under 1 million, and sure, I'd like to, nothing more, but until they've changed a lot in the last couple of years with that depth, the stuff they put in it, because when that first started coming out,
Had
they
troubles.
couldn't keep them running, but they're still having issues with the light comes on, the stop, you gotta regenerate, you see the trucks sitting along the road, they're usually newer style trucks. They're regenerating because the pollution stuff on them, they have to sit and idle for so long while it's just,
No kidding.
yeah.
I had
And if you get bad fuel, it just really compounds the,
I had a cousin who's into trucking and hauling hogs, and he ordered a new semi without a motor.
yep.
It went down to
And then took his old motor and stuck in his new semi,
Yeah,
because he didn't wanna mess with all that stuff.
well, that's right over at Waterloo, the second leading, glider place in the Country is right over here, Freightliner, is doing all these wires, so.
Go, I was saying.
The other one's down at,
Like
in
Canton
Tennessee, and they do,
You mean North
they
Florida?
do 30 a week.
Hey, we'll take a win any way we can get it.
3 guys from Florida.
They call them as gliders, huh?
I used to.
Makes sense. No problem.
Good,
It's
pretty good.
redone motor, and usually the rear ends are redone too. So basically, all it is just the interior.
Oh, the
The
pay
cab and
estimate, yes,
Wiring
125.
and all that stuff. You tell them what kind of motor you want, the cat or
Oh, really? You can throw whatever kind of
yeah,
motor you
and then
want.
they'll put the wiring
You bet.
into
Jerry,
that
be
motor.
back shortly.
You bet.
More. Bruce. Rick, you don't get any.
Good.
You lost
You know
out.
what? Not a whole lot goes on out my area for drainage for some reason.
Come
He
on.
can change that.
No,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
Rick.
No swamps out there, right?
No, we're all on high ground.
We are in drainage, and we have to amend it, we amended the agenda, and we have first to consider DD two, main lateral one, set completion hearing date.
Yes.
Rick, you wanna take it from there?
Yeah, I just sent a very brief letter, saying that work has been completed on the job, and we're recommending you set a hearing date. You talked about hearing dates last week, and came up with a tentative date. And I just pointed out that at the hearing, we'd review all claims previously submitted and any additional claims that you receive. That would be part of the hearing. So, you looked at, what was it, October what? 26th?
26. Talked about the agenda date, and we didn't have it on the agenda, I think all we need to do is come up with time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We'll look at the agenda, I think. What's a good time to do that on October 26th, Chris? 10 o'clock at night?
Never.
Is it open that day?
Mhm.
Or wide open? When would you like to do it?
9:39, what do we think? Of course, we have no idea what our agenda's like that day.
9 o'clock would be safe.
Let's go
Yeah,
9.
let's do 9.
Okay, do we have a motion to...
And that's number
set the
2
hearing
lateral
time?
line.
Yeah, main and lateral eye.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Bruce,
I'll second.
second by Rick, to set the hearing closing date, DD two, letter I, for 9 o'clock on October 26th. Other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The other item we had on drainage this morning was DD one